Hello, boys and girls, and welcome back to Star Ladder Season 12 America Phase Numero Dos. It is our 4-team double elimination bracket, and our second series today of Voidboys taking on Complexity. And we have made it to game number 3. Voidboys take down Complexity game 1. Game 2, Complexity on the back of Ziz and his lone druid, and some big plays and maybe some questionable ones from the side of Voidboys now lead us here to a break-even tie. Loser will not go home. They'll be pushed down to the lower bracket, but the winner a little bit more comfortable moving through the upper bracket here, so we'll see if they can close it on out. You thought Voidboys were going to be able to take it 2-0, but lo and behold, Complexity show they are tenacious fighters, LD. They are. Well, both teams very happy with their drafts from game 1. We're going to see the same thing here. Same bands, same first 3 picks. Now, the Voidboys want to change it up. As cool as the Batrider jungle was, and it was a very fast level 1 Batrider jungle, it was a bit risky. They're going to go for it again. Okay. Batrider Spirit Breaker. They feel this is the solution to the storm. Their dire side again. We're going to see the exact same thing out of them, I imagine. Unless they want to run a... Maybe they're just both like ignorant, and they're like, you know what? We'll run it back. We're going to mirror match this. The other thing they could do is they could run All Flame Bat and support Spirit Breaker if they want to. That's true. They want to change it up a little bit. That's true. So. And they banned out the Vengeful Spirit this time. Last time it was completely ignored, which surprised me for a first big Batrider. You could have a great pairing side by side with Bat, or obviously it's very good against it. No access from either team. Still access to the Skywrath Mage. That was also brought up last time by Voidboys. Could also be good for Complexity. And their other support grab, the Disruptor, is still out there. So we'll have to see. But yeah, for now, just like last game. And another respect ban, of course, on your Spectre, Pat Soul. I feel like the Disruptor got a lot done. I wouldn't mind seeing it banned this time around. Yeah, okay. I like that. Yeah. The Glimpse really does counter Batrider as well as Spirit Breaker. And... you can also be a great ganker, so maybe they still want to go for the anti-mage, and they feel if they remove the Disruptor that they can get away with it. You still have some other good options there. Yeah, no Vengeful Spirit, maybe a Rubik could be good. Rubik can benefit a lot from a charge of a Spirit Breaker, can stop a Batrider in his tracks from a quick lasso with Telekinesis. Yeah, the main thing he can't do is catch. He does not catch the way the Disruptor does. Oh, this hero. I forgot about this guy. Yeah. He was the second ban for Voidboys last game, right? He snuck himself in this one. Him, Sniper. Troll Storm, this is your Ninjas in Pajamas duo that they've been just racking up wins with in Europe. Just so disgusting. It's really good. Yeah. It is pretty gross, but it's the good kind of gross, the kind that wins you games. Silencer, Voidboys. Silencer. Are you feeling it? It's good against Storm, it's good against Earthshaker. Maybe not so much against Troll, unless you're trying to do aggro and zone him back, but... it's not good at stopping the push, though, and Complexity could still transition into... maybe we see like a support Enigma, something else for the off-lane, and then they could still push pretty hard. What makes it good, though, with Vengeful Spirit not there, is Batrider can now jump in, you pop the global, and there's no one that's going to stop the Bat from getting it. That is true. Pull him back, so it's something. I just don't know if it's something Voidboys have been... you know, running. We'll have to see here. You need to make sure you have enough follow-up to make it worthwhile. And Zeus could be that follow-up. The one thing I like about Zeus, and that was... this is where they would love that Spectre, man. Oh, yeah. Pat Soul and his Spectre. That global. Yeah, could be a global strat. That's not... yeah, you got Spirit Breaker and Zeus. Get an Nature's Prophet. Let's have a party. Cloud9 has been running a lot of Phantom Lancer with the Zeus. Just like you get everyone low with the ultimates, and then the PL just kind of runs in and cleans up. Slark wouldn't be too bad either if they want to go for someone with a little more late game potential, a little more versatility. It's Complexity's pick now. They need to get a second support and their offlaner here for TLK. Saw him do Enigma last game, which has now been banned out. Axe has been ignored up to this point. Yes. Could be grabbed here. Could be. Very tasty looking. Does he look tasty? I don't know. I don't know how he made it. He's like a dude who's been sunburnt like through his skin to the core of his being. It's part of their race. Didn't you know that? Him, Disruptor, they're cousins. They're from the same family. The red people? Yeah. I don't know. They're not called the red people, though. There's actually real authentic Dota 2 lore there. I can't remember their name. People are going to be highlighting and calling it out, but it's him... it's Disruptor, it's Axe, and another one. It's not Troll, even though he's part of the Red Face clan.
What is it? Would it embarrass you to be casting with me that I've literally never read the lore for any hero in Dota?
For a while, I was reading out the lore as like a fun little trivia thing. Like, you know, I got to read out that Keeper of the Light genocided the whole race of
a grunt in the
Stalker.
army of Red Mist.
It's not Red Mist though. They're
Mogul Khan.
Maybe that's it.
Through the 7-year campaign of the 1,000 Tarns,
he's reading.
He distinguished himself in glorious carnage,
right
his
now.
star of fame shining ever brighter,
10 seconds
while the
remaining.
number of comrades in arms steadily dwindled.
What a man.
5 seconds.
I don't know.
On the night of ultimate victory, Axe declared himself the new Red Mist General and took on the ultimate title of Axe.
Yeah, he's probably actually white, and that's just blood that's like stained on his
war
skin.
paint. It's war paint.
Well, Lion, they're not going to go for the Axe. They pass on the Axe, and they get the Lion instead. Which now I'm not too sure who's going to be Fogg's hero. He did good work with Earthshaker in that last game, and Lion, he worked in the first game.
Are you thinking of just Warcraft 3 where they're just orcs?
No, they are legit of the same race. By now, the people have had to have said it. When it pops up, I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you, but for now, we'll have to wait. But support's now finished. Complexity just need to get an offlaner. Voidboys, well, they can't get an Axe. I mean, they've already have a Bat Rider and a Spirit Breaker. That's already a big commitment on that front. But
they're very single target heavy. They do not have many stuns either. They have Lasso. They have the Spirit Breaker single target stuns, but very little team fight here for Voidboys to date. And you're not even watching the draft anymore. Just waiting for the chat to
no, I'm watching
to name their races.
I'm thinking. Bristleback's also out there and still a pretty good option. Witch Doctor though. I was thinking for Complexity. Voidboys though round out their support. Actually, it doesn't technically have to mean they rounded out the support. I'm not sure if this is a mid lane Zeus or not, but they're going to lead in with a Witch Doctor here.
This was a good draft for Complexity. Just very balanced. Good early game. Great late. Strong lanes. Heroes that scale well. Good at ganking any sort of hard carry with the Storm. Voidboys feeling like they could potentially run around the map finding kills with the Spirit Breaker, but still seems like they have to get a little more done here. Yeah. The red people. Yeah, the Oglodoy. The Red Face clan.
What? No, they.
The Indians.
Someone said it's not Indians.
Oglodai.
Oglodai. That was it. Oglodai. I don't know how to say it, but the Oglodai. That guy got it. Everyone else is like, what are you talking about? Oglodai. There it is again. And Huskar. Huskar's the other one.
Okay.
There's real. He's LD is now going to probably like go to Google just to verify this.
No, I'm just going to read the lore.
No, this guy says Warlock and Axe are cousins. I'm pretty positive where I read, at least that person was wrong.
Okay, this doesn't say anything about the Oglodai, though.
I don't believe that one. He's not even red-faced.
So you don't believe Huskar is the same?
I don't think so. It's definitely Disruptor and Axe, without a doubt, but there's a third, for sure.
Drud.
People are like, how are you allowed to cast without knowing the lore?
If casters had to know the lore to cast, then you would have 0 casters. At least from the current stock. Maybe that's what they want. They want us all banned.
Phoenix, the last grab for Complexity.
I love this Complexity draft. Just so much team oh man, this is a really good draft.
What makes it so good? Just the big team fight presence?
They have everything. They have strong lanes. They have great late game. They have good team fight. Good pick off.
5 seconds remaining.
And this last pick, Phoenix, is going to cause Voidboys problems because they don't have a Skyrat. They don't have a Silencer.
And the final pick is going to be the Pat Soul Morphling. Good right click if you want to kind of break the egg. I like that. It's a Pat Soul classic. I don't know if it's going to be enough, though, for this big team fight.
Very single target heavy draft. All about the pick off. If they get a fast shotgun, if the Zeus snowballs, could go great for Voidboys. But if you walk into the mid game on even footing against Complexity, you better have one hell of a Bat Rider game, or you're not taking it.
And your answer for the lore, it is Axe, Disruptor, and Warlock of the Oglodai clan. So never forget.
It does not mention that in the Axe's description.
Valve does not care about the backstory, apparently, to put it up in their bios, I guess. I mean,
well, they
have you seen some of their
Disruptor.
tooltips? I'm not really surprised.
Warlock. He's not even red-faced.
All right, well, while you investigate that, I'll lead in introductions here for your third match of this best of 3 between Complexity and Voidboys, squared up even.
Yeah, Warlock also doesn't say Oglodai.
Listen, it's KotLGuy, okay? Just because it's not there, you can look it up elsewhere.
Where's
Check
this?
the wiki.
Where's this like extra lore?
I don't know. Look on Google or something.
I'm just
maybe if they put it, they're probably worried that if they put it into the game, people were going to want more. They want more. Well, how come they have a great KotLGuy story, but then all these other heroes have nothing? They don't want to put themselves. KotLGuy.
God, it's KotLGuy.
It's I don't know.
Idiot.
You have to say it with their KotLGuy tongue.
Dumbass caster.
All right, Swindle Melons, he's going to be doing a repre on his Storm Spirit roll here for the mid lane. We got Fogged again on your Earthshaker, repping the Dank Cap, the Green Dream. Gotta give that one a shout out every time because he doesn't play it very often. TLK going to be playing your offlane Phoenix, Z-Freak, support Lion, and that leaves Ziz on your carry Troll Warlord. On the side of the Dire, Voidboys, I'll just kind of do it for you, buddy. Beyond's going to be playing the Zeus. We got Fly on your, what looks like a support Spirit Breaker this go around. Omega Poner is going to be playing your support Witch Doctor. That leaves your Bat Rider on Mercy Please. This time he's got 2 tangos to go along with his boots. We'll see if it's another Jungle Bat. Pat Soul's going to be playing your Morphling, and that leaves Beyond on your Zeus.
Okay. Jungle Bat again, it looks like. He did seem like he needed a little extra regen. He had to make, I think, 2 fountain trips, so... Perhaps with these it'll be down to 1. Of course, when you see that bat, you know that... You know he's going to be in the jungle, most likely. They're going to find out very soon when they see the Spirit Breaker, and so they can just look to punish it elsewhere around the map. Just can pretty much just camp the Earthshaker mid. The offlane Spirit Breaker versus a Troll Lion is not going to have any real kill potential, and... In fact, he's the one who may be in trouble. 2 ranged heroes already going to work on Fly off the bat.
Ouch. Ouch. He only has 1 tango.
Was he the one who pulled the bat?
He must have given the bat a tango or 2, or at least 1. Because he is now scrapped for health.
He's going to have to ferry out a salve, some regen here. Really needs that last hit. All right.
Not until Beyond gets his bottle, though. So his Zeus grabs it up. Going straight bottle rush right here while Swindle has the null on the way, but now grabs his bottle. But there's the fissure, but it's on the wrong side there. Beyond will be in the safety zone. Fog just kind of letting him know that he has eyes on mid lane and that nowhere is really safe. But yeah, we have to also... Mercy Please, you did it in the previous game. Kind of got away with this bit of jungle farm. This time not so lucky. He has a couple of mud golems already in this first double stack he's working with. So might be a bit of a slower start than he is used to here. But I wonder if Fog now kind of... appears in that jungle. Even if he takes away some farm with a fissure, it's a nice little boost for himself, but it looks like he's just kind of more preoccupied with helping out Swindle on this early mid lane advantage.
For now, there is going to be a charge on the TLK. It's coming all the way from the well here. The cow galloping into position. He's charging.
Whee!
But there is a dive, and they have no easy way to cancel this.
He keeps it going. I'm going to get you, and never mind. He's way far away from home on that bottom lane, so this is free roam right now for Ziz to kind of farm up on his troll. And the troll Morphling matchup. I know I'm going to be thinking pretty far ahead here, LD, but what do you think about it? Later on in the game when you got a critical mass Morphling going on, a critical mass troll, and yeah, Phoenix is just going to fly away from that coconut, no big deal.
Yeah, there's... Without one of those 2 big silencing supports, the Silencer or the Skywrath, you're just not killing an offlane Phoenix that easily. He needs to either blow his dive or be out of position. I don't think I'm not sure if anyone really out-carries Troll, like, in a 1v1, but it's going to be more about, like, the overall drafts, right? Where you shotgun, maybe the Zeus follows up with an ultimate. VB are all about the pickoffs in the mid-game, whereas Complexity have pickoff potential, but also can team fight. They have very strong 5-man. They can push pretty hard with the troll ult, so again, like I said during the draft, I think it's a very well-rounded draft for Complexity. It's a little one-dimensional for VB, but they are very good at that one thing. They're very good at just finding quick solo kills. As far as just late-game matchups go, I really like Troll Storm. I just think it's an amazingly strong combo in general. Morphling can carry pretty hard, but he doesn't have bash, man. Late game, if the Troll's even on farm... We saw it earlier today. Well, I guess yesterday at this point in Major All-Stars. He kills everyone. Bernie was doing it. I think one game Empire... Or no, it was IG got the Troll 2 out of 3 games. And both times they had the Troll, they won. It was brutal.
Yeah, not much you can do once he gets a hold of you. It's very rough. Though there is split push potential with a Morphling as well. It can be pretty elusive. So it just all depends. Maybe if he gets a bit more proactive with his Morphling and breaks down a couple of the supports, but we are waiting here as Fog just immediately DC'd out of the game, and at least according to Ziz here, we don't know what happened. He DC'd, so he is now out. And someone had mentioned, let's go back to that lore talk since we had a moment here, LD.
Chad is calling me racist, apparently.
Who cares about the KotLGuy? They said there's a learn tab. You can learn more about the lore, but I don't see a learn tab anywhere.
That's where I went.
Oh, it is?
Oh, the library tab, I think they mean.
Well, I don't know. They said learn, unless that one guy was wrong. I don't see anywhere.
I think it used to say learn, now it's called library. I could be wrong.
Well, this library has some crappy books.
Back in my day.
They don't know anything about the lore, then this library sucks.
Apparently for Warlock, it's in the voice lines. It says he calls himself
I am an KotLGuy!
Well, an KotLGuy, apparently.
KotLGuy?
Get your pronunciation sorted out.
I didn't learn that in school, so. KotLGuy. So it's the I is pronounced in E, kind of similar to Spanish.
I don't know. I think
that
might just be a random person in chat making pronunciations up.
That's true. We'll have to consult an KotLGuy/D specialist. Do you don't know any other lore for this game at all?
I think I read a little bit of the lore, like the stuff
What's
that
the
was
lore
randomly.
you know? You know, like I said before, there was one I read where Keeper of the Light.
I know Terrorblade and Anti-Major Brothers.
Okay.
I know that.
Vengeful Spear and Skywrath Mage. There's something there, right? So
I know Tide and Kunkka. They're mortal enemies. They're CM and Lena are mortal enemies.
That's it. I'm taking a moment here. Now remember, as we wait for this DC, it is on the players.
Do people really
in the
play
team.
Dota for the lore? Is there?
They don't play Dota for the lore. They play Dota for the game, but they get so into the game that maybe they just want to know a bit more about their favorite hero.
Why isn't Valve writing Dota books?
Because they can barely do patches and updates and hacks, dude. Do you think they're going to honestly have time for Dota
Blizzard
books?
outsources it. They have some cool lore.
Okay, I found a Dota 2 lore mega thread.
A mega thread?
This is a mega thread.
Oh,
so maybe people just kind of put into...
Maybe we need to throw this one up on the stream, you know?
I don't know. This is a lot. I'm not reading all this crap.
The ancient...
There's like an...
Archronicus? What is it? Archronicus.
The dire and radiant ancient are yet again said to be focused on their eternal fight, and that they emanate dire and radiant energies respectively, but ultimately are focused on just their strife. That doesn't make them neutral in nature, but they do not belong to either evil or good.
Now that is a very big change from Warcraft 3.
Why? What was the Warcraft 3 way?
Sentinel and Scourge.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Sentinel are the good guys. Scourge are the bad guys. Very easy,
Well, wasn't
straightforward.
Sentinel just like the Night Elf, right?
Sentinel were the good people.
Well, Night Elves and human, I guess, were considered good, and then you had orcs and...
Yeah, like the ugly creatures are always the evil ones, right? That's,
how rude is that?
fantasy
so
lore.
you can never have a
be
good-looking bad guy or an ugly
it wasn't
good
entirely
guy.
true. I mean, there was Arthas who went bad.
Okay. Now we're getting into connected heroes here. So let's see if we find anything spicy. Okay, so Crystal Maiden and Tusk. Obviously, there's got to be something. They're both cold, wintry-like. Crystal Maiden seems to have known the Snowball from Cobalt. Tusk, as we call him, so I guess his other name is Cobalt, apparently, quite well back in their days of the vicinity of the Blue Heart Glacier. So now there's a whole thing, apparently, with the Blue Heart Glacier. Like, that's a clan? That's a thing?
It's a way to sell Arcanas.
Maybe they battle it out with the KotLGuy.
It's a way to sell Arcanas. That's what the Blue Heart.
I want the. Is that the name of an art?
Valve adds lore whenever there's an Arcana to release.
Don't you want to support the race of the ice people? Buy this Arcana. Buy this hat.
Is there anything about the four heads? The
ogre and
twin-headed.
The
Are they
ogre
related?
and the Jakiro? I don't know. No. Oh, I didn't know it was a Keeper of the Light. I got to read this one, of course. The Keeper set light to the first sun, and Phoenix is a fledgling star several generations down the line. He could call Ezalor and his grandfather. There's that many grands written here, believe it or not. So Ezalor is much older than Phoenix, apparently. Ezalor is like the oldest fucking person ever. Ever. And he's hitting on...
But he's still creeping.
He's hitting on Marana.
He's hitting on people
He's
who are
rocking the cradle.
50,000 years younger.
Jesus Christ.
50 million years. Billion, who knows?
All right, nothing exciting else here. I'm kind of scrolling through.
Rubik is the great grandson of Aghanim, the namesake of the Aghanim scepter.
So
kind of vaguely interesting.
Who is Aghanim himself, though?
Isn't that the name of his Zelda character?
I don't know.
Aghanim.
Okay.
Yeah, Aghanim is from Zelda. He's the Dark Wizard.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know if it's a different agonym in Dota.
I know we had Gwinsu, but that was named after one of the original, if not the original, Dota creator.
Oh, it is named after the guy from Zelda. Okay.
All right.
So Rubik is the son of a villain from Zelda.
Just because what? Probably Ice Frog / Gwinsu or any of them were fans of Zelda, I'm sure, at the time.
I guess so.
What's our update as far as the game goes? We're still paused here, and let's scroll up through this history. So, let's see. What did we miss here? Don't know what. How long should we wait? Well, they got 10 minutes, I believe, according to Star Ladder. It's on them to decide. Hopefully until he gets back. What's the rule for this? It's midnight. We have school tomorrow. Swindle. It's 6:30 a.m. for Fly. So he's trying to... I don't know what that's supposed to mean. LOL. XD. You will be okay. Crying face. Dope. I didn't think of that.
I mean...
I'll get right on it.
If it's
Sorry.
6:30 for one of their players, that's their problem. They're playing an American qualifier.
Yeah.
Now, the 10-minute rule is fine. That's for the viewers more than anything, so people don't have to sit around through these stinking pauses. But I have no sympathy for a team who's saying, "Oh, it's really late for us because I'm not playing my default region. You know, I'm a European player playing for a team that's competing in America." Well, you know what you signed up for.
Trying to find more lore. That's what we're going on here.
What do we got here?
Before Andre drops the admin hammer and I have to jump back into this game.
He's gonna shoot up from bed.
Let's see. Dota 2. This is just heroes. I don't think that's going to say it. The entire Dota 2 lore, according to...
Oh, that's the same thread.
Is it going to the same thing? They once...
There's a lot of other stuff in there.
Yeah, I know. See, I know I got it from... I'm gonna search here. Let's see. And I want to go by top, because I think it was a pretty popular one. Maybe it's this one here. Aha! Now, this one just has a bunch of fun little tidbits. This is what I'm talking about here, LD. So like this, for example. Spirit Breaker has a ring in his nose as a reminder that he serves a hidden master. I don't know who that master is.
Brewmaster is part of an alcoholic sect. Like their entire little group is built around being alcoholics.
Yeah, it's AA.
It's not... They belong to except apparently his involves continuous drinking, not trying to stay clean.
They're like, I'm on the two-step program over here.
Yeah. Drink, get drunk.
Treant Protector is a tourist instructed to see the sights and observe the creatures that inhabit his land. So, the more you know. In case anyone wants to know what I'm looking at, I'll throw up the link in chat. You can kind of have a gander there yourself so you know I'm not pulling this crap out of my butt. And what's happening here? Poor Fogged. He is restarting router, should be back momentarily. Well, he could be back momentarily, but will the game be happening without him? I don't know. We've seen many 4 versus 5s. I've seen 4 versus 3s, unfortunately. Hopefully that's not the case, because their walkie-talkies are unfortunately out of range. So we'll have to see. Let me see if I can find some more fancy schmancy. I lost my thread. Here we go. Elder Titan is the creator of all worlds and the granddad of all heroes. He considers this one big accident and would love to undo it. So this is all Elder Titan's fault, apparently, and it was a big accident. It's on him to hope to revert the changes, I suppose.
Well, apparently the mighty DDoS strikes again, according to the players here.
Well, you gotta take those steps, you know, to prepare. It's already been 10 minutes. Oof. And Voidboys, they're not going to be the type to kind of, you know, prolong the clock a bit.
Listen, man, tournaments have no control over this. You know, how can it, the thing is, if you're running like a BO1 group stage, round robin,
yeah,
it's not that big of a deal, right? You can just maybe reschedule a match. They're pretty easy to swap. But when you're running a bracket, it screws up the whole bracket. If you're waiting on this match before you can play the winner bracket round finals or the lower bracket round 1, you can't continue the tournament if you reschedule this. So it pushes everything back. It throws off the whole schedule, which is where as an organizer, you just got it. The teams just are responsible for their own connections, and that is clearly stated in the Star Ladder rules. So,
and I know these players are getting a bit spicy with each other up to this point, but it's not on either team. Or I mean, it is more on complexity to make sure you have like maybe that security setup.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you can, and the Star Ladder rules even go so far as to say that you are not allowed to use your pause time for the other team.
Yeah.
Some teams have tried to do that, being good sports. it's not fair to the viewers.
Yeah.
Now the viewers have to sit around for 20 minutes. And then if you don't want to use your pause time for the other team, which you shouldn't be required to, because what if you need it in case you get attacked or in case you got to go to the bathroom, then you're labeled a bad sport. So it's something that doesn't need to be in the rules. Very unfortunate situation, but I think they're at the 10-minute mark here. So we may just have it on pause soon.
Yeah, they're making the call out to the admin here. And looks like Swindle wants to have a word with our current admin in place. And, oh man, Voidboy's not having any of it. You can talk here if you have something to say. But isn't there a Star Ladder Bible? I think we were talking about that Bible before, but yeah, there's definitely a rule system in play. We'll just have to see when they go for it.
This has been going on for weeks now in Europe, so... I'm not sure if you're allowed to use a stand-in for the same game.
Like
I believe
a load?
Yeah,
No.
I don't think you are. I think you're allowed to use a stand-in for the next game.
I'm sure there's like some situations, like maybe if they DC during
I don't know
draft.
if the Star Ladder rules actually state that.
They're trying their best to see if they can hold out here for Fog to come back.
Yeah, I mean, the teams are always going to ask, can we just have a little bit longer? We want to reload. We want to use a stand-in, or this player's going to reconnect. It's just that's your job as a team. You want to advocate for yourself, but well, I guess we'll look at our brackets now.
Yeah, not much to look at.
we've had one match played.
Yeah, it hasn't been updated from that one match played, but if you're just tuning in, earlier today we saw Tinker take on Team Wheel, and it went all the way to the bitter end, the final game 3 like we're seeing here. And it was Tinker who came out on top, so they will advance forward in this upper bracket, and it is going to be Wheel who have to go back down to the lower. And whatever team obviously loses here will be facing them. Winner moves on, but we're fighting it out for one spot, one America spot at the Star Ladder Land Final. Do you know if it's been confirmed yet where that Land Final will be? I know that we kind of have an idea, but
It's
I don't know if
it is confirmed. It's going to be at DreamHack Bucharest.
Ooh.
It's only 3 days instead of the normal 5, I think. So the one downside to the new venue is I believe there will be some concurrent matches during at least day 1, if not day 2. But there's a lot less issues with visas and general concerns about traveling Ukraine. I think they've mostly been unfounded. Well, at least we've not had any issues when we've gone there. There are no flights that fly over the contested area, which is entirely in eastern Ukraine, near the border, as well as down in the southern eastern provinces like Crimea, which is now, I believe, kind of annexed by Russia. But ever since that one flight got shot down, they don't fly over that area anymore. So for the most part, at least when I've gone there, it's been fine. I think you went there once.
Nope. Oh, to Kiev?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm talking about Kiev. Romania, as far as I know, is not in any danger.
Yeah, so Romania, that would be exciting. We'll have to see where things pan out here. And as far as the game, Swindle's saying that he believes the admin has given them a bit more time, though the admin has not said anything in the game
This is when you're not the head admin, this is not... You don't like to be in this position. Like, you have the roles, but there's always going to be some little case that's not stated in the roles. You got to make a judgment call. Then you get flamed.
Well, according to Lex here, 5 minutes, and after remake with stand-in, if Voidboys don't mind. Ooh.
See, that is a line that an admin should never say.
Yeah, you can't put it on the other team.
Yeah, exactly.
You're putting responsibility on the other team to... Either now everyone's going to hate them because, there's probably a lot of Complexity fans and they want to see a fair match and they just want to kind of move on with their day and get this game going. It's not like Complexity would be eliminated even if they lost this match. They get moved down to the lower bracket. They still have a chance to fight their way back, but I would imagine here that the Voidboys group could be looking to go to the book because they're also questioning.
I believe the only time when reloads are technically allowed in the rules is if, like, there's server issues.
We do mind. Of course you do. Nice little stank right there coming out from Swindle. You got to put it out there.
It is really early. I mean, if the rules allowed for a judgment call, I feel like...
There's been no first blood.
It's early enough that you could just do a full remake. But the problem is, when's too early? What if there's been no kills but it's 10 minutes? Or 8 minutes? maybe they're leading by 50 CS.
Yeah, the CS...
At this point in the game, it's pretty freaking even, but it's like, well, okay, 500 gold lead's okay, but maybe 1,000 gold lead is not.
Have you experienced...
Once you go down that road, it's very...
Have you experienced any recent problems with if they do decide to go with this and we go down into a load? I know there's been crazy stories. I've seen some things in the past with working with loads, and they could be a bit interesting. I believe, if I remember correctly, the creeps won't be where they are. The creeps will spawn anew and have to walk down the lane, which would be interesting. There's been stories of BKBs being reset, but I believe that's been fixed since then. But let's see. And Swindle just, obviously very persistent, wants to be able to make the fairest match possible, saying that we can swap in a new player, take 30 seconds. But Voidboys obviously saying that it might be against the rules. You can't just swap in players right in the middle of a game. And now it's interesting, and unfortunately for this admin, he'd already kind of said something, and they're kind of going to that, and it's just like, well, thank goodness I'm just a caster here, and I'm just gonna watch from the outside. It's not really on us to make a big decision, but Lex says he wants to give it another 5 minutes, and we'll have to see where it goes from here.
The problem is that Andre has to sleep.
Yeah,
and ultimately Andre is the head admin, so if he has to make a call, he'll make a call, but if you ain't the boss, you don't want to piss him off. Piss off the big man upstairs. These past few weeks for Dota 2 have been very frustrating.
But there should be a lesson learned. You're watching these other teams and you're seeing the same thing happen to them. You got to take the extra steps. And I've seen Cyborg Mac has put it out there.
Now, there are other ways to get people's IPs besides Skype.
Yes.
But pretty much every single player who's been DDoSed is using Skype unprotected. From what I've heard, every single time it's happened, you'll have like Cyborg Matt in the chat for the Europe, Skype groups, and of course he's protected, but the teams are using Skype for their team communication unprotected. Everyone on Skype tend to like slowly just accrue people who are on your friends list, and hell, there's a certain player who I won't name because I don't want to put him on too much public blast, but there's a certain player who got his account hacked, his entire account hijacked. Yeah. And so that person has a friends list, which is like all the top pro players.
Yep.
So they can get all their IPs, all their Skype usernames, and there's sites where you can look up in someone's IP from there. So.
Well, according to Swindle, looks like his net just came online. I don't know if it's true or not. We obviously can't tell from here. So he says just 2 more minutes and he'll be back in. And I mean, I don't know. I can't say anything.
I'm not saying that that didn't just happen, but it's also, it can, just 2 more minutes. I just need to...
Anything you say. He's there.
We had it before for one of our events. Where there used to not be rules on this for most events because it didn't happen that often.
Yeah.
We used to have it where there weren't any rules, and I think there was one game where the team kept on saying like just a couple more minutes. It was like 30 minutes before we finally made a call. I don't know if it was our event. It might have been another Star Ladder. This was... I don't even think it was DDoS. It may have just been a player having like internet issues, but this is why we have rules.
And the thing is, for some of these players, this is not the first time some of these players have been targeted.
No, or their teammates have been targeted, or they've watched games where other people are targeted. So
we'll look.
I'm not sure what his particular situation is.
You know what,
more
though?
In general,
Voidboys, they tried to kind of be like, hey, it's been plenty of time here, but I guess props to them. They give Complexity like 15, 20 minutes almost for Fog to come back.
Well, thank you for waiting.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how thankful they are after that little exchange.
I guess it depends how this game could go. Because that could have been, 5-10 minutes, a time where, for other leagues and other tournaments, that could have been a 5v4. So...
I mean, nobody wants to... Oh, mid lane.
God.
There you go.
Fog back from DC, looking to make a first blood happen here onto Beyond, but it's not enough. Beyond is going to be able to get away as he continues to head towards the bottom of the river.
Kind of close, though. He did have the pull... It's only a level 1 pull. Might have been able to run him down, but would have been tough.
All right.
Oh, actually, he doesn't have boots. Sorry. No, only Beyond his boots, so never mind. He would have been okay.
We'll see. Fly had left that bottom lane, and now has eyes for top here. Maybe considering a go into TLK, but Phoenix is not an easy bird to catch. Not with that Icarus dive. They better have plenty of lockdown to back it up, and Well, looks like they might just kind of go with harassment here. If he gets a good convenient bash, it might be something different.
Charge to start, Maledict to follow.
Kind of second guesses the extra hit, maybe fearing an immediate TP rotation or something, but they don't overcommit for that and just instead try to get some good damage into that bird, force him out some of that regen, which, what has he got? 2 tangos left, has to pop that salve for that. He's going to be fine. Swindle 26-2 to Zeus's 18-1. You can see the impact Fog made early on with his Earthshaker to constantly be pressure on to Beyond, and the pressure doesn't let up. You got Z-Freak here with a Haste Rune who's kind of thinking about making a go there.
And again, of course, this all comes back to the fact that they are running a jungle Batrider. Fogged is hunting him, though, but, well, only level 1 Shaker, no boots. There's an Oov up on Fly. This could be a... Oh, no, actually, no, Swindle Melons is there. Okay, he'll be okay.
Bit scary here. Swindle's not level 6 yet,
They
but...
do want to kind of get in the face of this bat and slow him down, and...
Yeah.
Oh, now you've got to rotate your Spirit Breaker just to protect him, which means guess who's having free farm bottom? Yep, it's Mr. Zizzy.
Your troll.
Grand old time.
He's going for phase boots here. Kind of your standard get up early on. Fly makes his return back to this lane, maybe trying to get some solo farm here. Still has yet to really bring in a lot of CS. That's his 5th one right there. So he tries to get to that level 4. And top lane, Fogged is moved up here to maybe see if they can bait out something with this bird, but relatively slow from both sides.
Tough to get a kill. Maybe Omega Poner if he overextends, but not going to just yet.
Feels like this game's already been on for a half hour, but only 5 minutes in. Mercy Please.
I think
double
it has
mud
been
golems.
half hour, actually.
Yeah. Mercy Please has double mud golems, so that's pretty unfortunate as he burns
okay.
through 'em
You're
here.
working up an appetite for whatever we go to eat afterwards.
Yeah. As if this
Got
day has already been
anything in
delayed long
particular
enough.
You're in the mood for, buddy?
I don't know. Who's our sponsor? I don't know if I want to say it out
Top
loud.
lane, they're going to find Omega Poner.
Okay.
They catch him out with a Fissure to start. Maledict, though, turns it around. They're going to get the first blood the other way. Omega Poner able to survive. That cask doing some work.
Yep.
Costly kill there. Complexity giving up a lot of experience as well. And off-lane Phoenix. Now a Zeus ult. They wanted to find Fog to get the vision on him. Fly. Oh, couldn't charge in time. He's just going to... Oh, actually had the charge on cooldown. Got canceled by the Fissure. Now he's actually going to be forced back. And guess who's coming in to clean up? It's Swindle.
Hi, how are you?
Where are you going? Come over here.
Got him.
See you later.
1-for-1 trade. Very awkward. He stopped the charge, but, you know, he would have been fissured regardless. So maybe seeing if he could stop and maybe sidestep an oncoming fissure, but...
That was so close, though. That ultimate almost got the kill.
Yeah.
In good news, though, Mercy Please has not been... Oh, no good news, apparently. Just action mid as they jump on Beyond. A lot of movement from Complexity. And they are really punishing this jungle Batrider for Voidboys. You know, in Game 1, they mostly got away with it. There wasn't too much aggression, but this time around, Complexity not only going for the kills and the pressure on lanes, but also pushing. Troll is solo taking this tower. Nobody's even coming to defend. There's a glyph available. Might as well just quickly throw it out. No, not gonna bother.
That's a ticket. That is a ticket for not glyphing it on the
Glyph it or
bottom lane.
ticket.
I mean, you gotta practice. You gotta put it in there. Maybe stutter his last hit. But not gonna
If nothing else,
there.
make him stand there for an extra couple seconds.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Beyond gets a
try to go
DD,
on mid.
and they're thinking about maybe something happening here on the Swindle, but he's going to be a hard target to get a hold of now that he's got that ball lightning. So it's going to take a lot of muscle power. And
Again,
it's got to get this blink.
By the way, I don't know if I'm the only one. I always get so confused by the Void logo right next to their team. I'm like, wait, they have a Void on their team?
I think they did that on purpose.
It's really annoying.
That's not even the updated Void logo. I think that's the old one too.
Yeah.
They need to get with it.
I know. It's just like I very quickly realized it's not, but there's
all the meanwhile, where has this Void been farming?
I'm like, I was about to just
clicking it.
I was gonna talk about the morph lane for Pat, so I'm like, oh wait, I mean Void. Oh wait, no, that's just their logo. Because the no Tidehunter had this, but they had the cross, like it was crossed out, so you knew. I can't remember what the bottom logo was, or even if they had one. Anyway, they do get their Batrider blink. And I think they just purchased a smoke on the Witch Doctor. So now, can they make something happen? They've invested a lot into this Blink Dagger. They've given up some kills around the map. Complexity got the first tower, now leading by about 1,000 gold. Storm off to a hot start. They really need this first Blink gank to work.
Yeah, I thought that maybe they would want to make a go on the Swindle, who seems like a pretty appetizing target, but maybe hoping if they go on this top lane, they can get Patsoul the kill and that much more of an early boost.
He's going to go for the long wraparound all the way down the southern side of the map. Or not the southern, the the left side of the map, and then, oh, there's your blink. The fissure is waiting.
He does have Supernova. They'll have to take him down quick, and they will. So there's going to be no egg to come out. Omega Poner does get the kill, but Patzel does benefit from the nearby XP and extra bit of assist gold. So.
That's Zeus. The Zeus is that nice plus damage to help secure these Batrider kills. Once they get Ethereal Blade much later on for Patzel, if they want to go for it, it'll be a very strong pick-off lineup. Right now, if you're Voidboys, your first gank was a success. Goals are going to be get the level 6 on the Spirit Breaker, keep on farming the Morphling, try to get Omega Poner up to level 6, and just hang on to your towers as much as possible. The one issue for Voidboys, though, is that they really do not take towers. And they're up against the Troll, so
yeah,
gotta be careful not to give up any kills. One dead hero could easily just be like a tier 1 mid down and a big burst of gold going the way of Complexity.
Ooh. Swindle thinks about making it go into Beyond, but he's just too far back for the catch. And yeah, you're right. If Complexity have the opportunity, they would love to take this mid tier 1. After already taking the bottom tier 1, that means that it becomes a lot harder for Voidboys to really contest any sort of Roche move, which Ziz has already got the Morbid Mask, so he's in Roche fighting shape already.
Yeah, or even just jungle for now. It looks like they want to get Z-Freak his Blink Dagger. And he's not being punished.
Nope.
How do you really kill him? Unless you go with the lasso. If you charge him, he's just going to chuck out the stuns and you'll be disrupted very easily. So they don't have the best lineup to gank this Lion outside of... Oh, Spirit Breaker. Almost dying to neutrals.
Careful, buddy.
Living life on the edge. He's just lucky that camp's not warded. Or he would have gone down to the storm. But now Voidboys are going to make their first smoke... Or, first smoke to the south, I should say. Second smoke is
maybe they catch someone out in the jungle nearby.
They catch the troll. That would be a sweet grab.
He's heading off to the left.
They don't have any vision. They'll see this camp is empty. Maybe they continue to the next one. Then they might find the troll. Now the fire comes out, and there's your lasso. Big takedown if they get Zizzy.
They got him.
Very big.
Good troll grab, but oh, here comes Swindle. He's charged up. Thinks he's got a good jump on the Beyond, but he's welcome from the charge in. But here comes the egg. As they can try to crack it, they can. That ends up being a 3-for-none trade. Fog shows up late, tries to get out the fissure, now eats big damage himself. Z-Freak, ooh, not going to catch with the Earth
finger here.
Oh!
Damn.
That was a long finger from Z-Freak to catch out Omega Poner, but at least they get the 1-kill return. 3-for-1 trade.
And Z-Freak does not go blank. He goes Midas.
Okay.
All right, well.
That's greedy.
Very greedy.
Okay.
They have Storm to initiate, I guess, and Earthshaker, but I mean, it's a Blink Lion. It's a great hero to have a Blink on. You can kill the Morphling with this. Blink, Hex, that's a kill. We'll see. Complexity does have strong late game. I think at least as strong, if not better than Voidboys. And with the early Midas, maybe it will be stronger, but make no mistake about it, this is a big risk. They are losing a lot of kill potential and just map pressure by not going for the early blink.
Seems like they just feel comfortable enough in their early game that they will not run into too much trouble. What a hero Troll is, level 9, and only with a Phase Boot and Morbid Mask pretty much he can easily take on double stacks of Ancients and start to farm in some real serious gold. And now for Beyond, it's going for Midas as well, so your Zeus going to match up with that Midas Gaming. And we could be anticipating a bit of a long-winded Game 3 matchup.
Fog just smoked in the river. They're going to get eyes on him. They have a lasso. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Boom. See you later, Earthshaker. Good quick pick right there for Voidboys. Puts him ahead now 6-3. And all the meanwhile, your Patsoul Morphling continues to farm up. Now with the Ultimate Orb and Ring, he's on good tempo for quick Lincolns on your Morphling.
Yeah, the Lincoln's Rush from Morphling. So, pretty defensive build. Great against the Lion, obviously. Blink Hex is the main way he'll die this game. As well as maybe an Orchid from the Storm, which Swindle will go for again. He seems to not really favor the Bloodstone build very much. And I guess with the Lion going Midas, you need a little bit of a more aggressive pickup for the Storm, so that does make sense. You need someone to start these fights.
It's like last game, he led in with the Orchid, then went back for the Bloodstone thereafter. So 1,400 gold saved up to go towards that second Oblivion Staff. He's off to a pretty nice start, 2-1-0. As he's been able to kind of get a couple of sweet picks onto Beyond the mid lane with the help of a nearby support, but here we go. We got Beyond now with his own support help onto Poner. And it looks like they're just going to push back the wave. So relatively calm for here. Z-Freak, after grabbing that Midas, is already about up to 1k, so he will be able to still get a Blink Dagger in good time. Hopefully they didn't miss out on too many pick-off opportunities because of it, but they could get one right here on the fly if they want.
Oh, this will help him secure it if he hits, but...
If it was a Blink Dagger, would have got that one, but...
Start wagging your finger at him.
Yeah, Z-Freak could prove me wrong here, and next thing you know, this line could have a Blink and an Ags.
He's gonna end this game with
staff.
like Ags, Dagon 5, Ethereal Blade, Refresher.
Yeah.
Just for the hell of it.
Probably right.
See. He's got a ways to go, though. We'll get the Blink Dagger relatively soon if left unchecked. Kinda jungling with Zizzy. And so far has not really been punished. Sure, they missed the kill there, but they also... They're not giving up any kills, and Voidboys aren't really applying pressure. They're kind of content to sit back. But round 2 will come soon. The big item they're probably waiting for is the Mercy Please Force Staff. And he should have it relatively soon. Only about 450 gold away.
They'd been scouting out the TLK Phoenix, though. We have their global presence from Zeus back online with the Thunder God's Wrath, so is the formula for another Blink Lasso catch-out, but not seeing the opportunity there. And it was TLK who went with the Urn.
Are they going to try to bait with this Replicate Illusions, maybe make it seem like the Bat Riders elsewhere? Maybe not. They may just go in right now.
Yep. They go in, they catch him, lasso him, pull him on back, and they will cage the bird.
Splat.
He goes down. Killing spree right now for Mercy Please.
They even force out the TPs from Complexity. Now smoking. Only one Oblivion Staff up for... Actually has 2 on the Storm, not sending the second one in. But still no Orchid yet, crucially.
Yeah. No Blink on your Z-Freak line quite yet either, so... They're seeing if they can catch anyone on the way towards maybe the top of the river here, but it's not the 16-minute mark quite yet. Maybe they could have baited out for the 16-minute room, but they go on the mid instead. They get a hold of Beyond, they pull him back here, and a quick finger seals his fate. Fly charging in, cancels it, ends up on the other side of the river, and will walk away. But a successful pick onto Beyond takes down the Zeus, and Complexity get their first kill in a little bit of time, because it felt like Voidboys were starting to get a couple of picks themselves. Complexity certainly needed that because they want to be able to follow through with these kind of objectives. And now they finally get the pressure of this Tier 1 tower, and Ziz wants to chop it down.
Well, the Blink's coming real soon. 2,000 gold. Went for the last hit there with the finger. Definitely a good choice. He is going to have it fairly shortly. Very passive from Voidboys right now. Not really applying much pressure. They are going to bring in their Morphling mid. Patsoul almost has a Lincolns. He does not want to give up this tower. They're going to go in onto Swindle. The Death Ward comes out. The charge as well. They'll get the kill. They lose their Storm. He did not buy his recipe yet. Did not have the gold for it. Well, in good news, if Z-Freak wants a Blink, he is going to have it now.
Fogged, held back on that fissure. One more second, maybe would have seen the Witch Doctor ult go down, and he could have possibly lined it up a bit different to get all 3, including the stop of the Death Ward, but that's if, ands, or buts, and unfortunately your Swindlemelon Storm will go down because of it, so... They step back, now 8-4, their advantage as far as looking at the net worth. We're about square even. This was at one point a 1,500 complexity gold lead. Now they only hold about the same as far as XP goes for now. So they wait it out. But as time continues to go on, LD, I have a hard time really deciphering which team is really going to have the advantage here.
I'm not so sure either.
I think it might just come down to execution.
Yeah, Morphling's going to have Lincoln soon. Now there are ways to break it, but... This most likely means he will be able to get off Strength Morph before Silence or Hex, so he becomes more difficult to kill. I would say Voidboys have the better initiation overall, as they're going to Zeus ult here to kind of get eyes on Complexity, who do back off. With the Bat Rider, now the Blink Force online. Very good initiation, but Complexity with this big team fight. We have not seen it yet, though. They've consistently killed off the Phoenix to start every fight. This time around, though, they saw the Bat Rider. It looks like moving across the ravine, and he's not going to find an easy pick. In fact, they were waiting for him. The ambush comes out. Very nicely done by Z-Freak. And the push is now over.
Could have been for the better if that fissure was to block all the way. But
that was a fool me once, fool me twice. That's the 3rd time they've gone for that, and this time, Complexity were ready.
And pays off. They take down the Bat, and now they have the numbers advantage. They're going to go right here towards the top. Bat Rider's going to be out for 20 seconds. Could use a TP to come back to the lane, still with Lasso
Swindle,
ready to go. But
he's got a double damage rune in a bottle, and he could just go top, and they want to fight right away. This will be spotted by a Dire Observer Ward, though. Do they go in soon enough? Looks like they'll see it. Zeus throwing out bolts.
Yeah, who's
kind of dangerous positioning from Omega Pona here, though.
They might need to just pull back. This is not comfortable.
That's a double damager in Storm. It's very risky to stick around.
Yeah, they get the stun. Lincoln's is going to be popped. But Swindle still goes on forward. The egg now going to come out. Swindle goes down. The lasso is there. Storm Spirit goes down. TLK back with his second life. They could get Fly here. They will. Chop down from your troll.
I'm a little surprised they tried to go on the Morphling there. You do have the Orchid, but that was a very aggressive play.
Yeah.
Could have gone for that like safer Zeus kill.
Oh, they need another right click. They can't get it. Z-Freak goes down. Double fissure. Catches the two of them, but look at this. Voidboys, who are first on the back foot, are going to be walking away at the advantage.
He is under Maledict. I think he barely lived here. One more tick. No, they get him.
Oh,
they bring down your Shaker.
It's a 3 for 1.
Should not have gone on the Morphling. That's not the hero you want to jump. Maybe if he's able to get off the silence, but even then they need everything. Like they gotta chuck out a very fast finger to follow it up, and could have gone for a safer kill, maybe the Zeus. Good counter initiation by Voidboys though. They backed off. Then as soon as they saw a slight overextension, they very quickly punish it. And all of a sudden, Morphling, 1,800 gold in the bank.
Oof.
Could be your very fast. No, it looks like he's going Manta.
Very fast Manta. Okay.
Gotta say shotgun, but not the choice.
Yeah. Bandit Velskin, there's the charge. They're going for Z-Freak here. He gets the quick hex, which stops your Spirit Breaker, but does not stop your morph. Moves forward, but quickly
and now Fly's been left on his own.
Z-Freak
wants to come back. Yeah.
Good fissure set up there from Fogged. He'll move forward. Bashes him on the back end with the big old log. Even an Echo committed for this one. Your support duo is able to take down Fly.
The one thing that is really cool about the early Midas on Z-Freak is he's going to have a very fast level 3 ultimate. And that ultimate is really good versus Morphling.
Oh,
the Magic Burst is great. Normally as a Morphling you want to be Agi-morphed. That means you're very low on HP, and level 3 Finger does pack a punch. He's already level 13. You look at the level chart, he's basically even with the enemy Morphling. So, although it was kind of a risk early, I think this item was going to pay off in a big way for Z-Freak as the game moves along.
We'll have to see. Does obviously work out very well against someone like a Spirit Breaker, at least until this Spirit Breaker is going to be able to throw together a BKB, but with being brought down in that big fight top, and then there again, he's been put off from his farm quite a bit, and they need to start taking towers, because they have none yet on Voidboys, and their supports could certainly use that bit of economy boost to get themselves back online. Your Witch Doctor does have a point booster, but if he wants to propel forward into getting a Nagnum Scepter, he'll need the help, so they swarm towards this bottom lane as they try to add pressure towards this tier 1. The only complexity member nearby is Ziz, who's on his troll trying to farm up the nearby woods. But Voidboys have an aggressive ward. Yeah, they see him. They see him. Oh, they don't go back for it yet.
He's going in. TPs are coming. They want to try and hold this tower. From the south is the Phoenix. Has the ultimate at the ready. Storm could zip in. But if he goes in, he's just going to be the lasso target. Really wants somebody else from his team to start these fights if possible.
Yeah, so Voidboys don't overextend. Don't go bull rush in for the tier 1. They see the rotations come and they just kind of pull back, forcing them to kind of be on the other side of the world. And I guess Fly, who's on the top half of the map, sees if he can benefit from some free farm on the top lane, but there's still some complexity members nearby. So looks like Pat Soul will take this moment to kind of go into the jungle and farm on up. And just after already completing the Yasha, he's quickly got 1,400 gold. This guy's a machine as far as farming it on up in his Morphling.
More Midases.
Yeah,
all right.
That's not really a surprise to see, though. The Phoenix get it, but
you're not going to get to use it, buddy.
Oh, Midas on cooldown. Midas not in hand. That's rough.
Of course, not buying the Midas there would not have saved him. just spent his gold, but it is a little greedy kind of style here from Complexity. Seems like they're banking on their late game, and as we talked about, their late game is really good.
Yeah.
When you get to that point where Storm has, like, say, a BKB, Lincoln Sphere, Bloodstone, Orchid, like, we're looking like 25, 30 minutes down the road, but if they get to that point, very difficult to deal with, and eventually Troll can just kind of man fight even a Morphling and take him down if he's got relatively equal farm. They're going to spot out Swindle here. He's trying to steal some enemy creeps. Nobody wants to go.
That's the other thing is you got to remember, if they throw out that Thunder God's Wrath, they get that global sight. If it's someone nearby, you can quickly see maybe fly in a Spirit Breaker, get the charge out.
That's a
Someone
really
local.
good. That is one of the biggest strengths of this lineup. They have the charge for vision, the Bat Rider, who's a great natural gem carrier for vision, and they have the Zeus. They have a lot of heroes that can just map control well. I think that's probably Voidboys' biggest strength as a team. That and just their single target pickoff, which is further aided by the vision advantage. So it's an area where they excel, and they'll want to push it. Trying to drop some aggressive wards down in the enemy woods. They've already got one up near the river. Looking at their vision, it's pretty good, and they are going to see Swindle down now in the water, just waiting for the rune.
Yeah, they're creeping in from just behind. Look at this mid lane. They might get fogged here. Fogg's just trying to farm a blink. Yeah, they got him. Sorry, buddy. You might be kind of delayed a bit for this blink dagger. He does get an echo off, but it's just on top of his own dead body, as he will go down. 7-13 now for Voidboys. Blink dagger Earthshaker going to be prolonged a little bit further. So
I feel like that's a 10 of your own funeral or something. You're giving the eulogy. Yeah. I just want to make a little speech here before I'm dead. Okay.
Screw you! Echo slam. As he gets dropped, but
at this point, Echo does almost nothing.
Yeah.
You're very unlikely to be able to walk in and Echo at 25 minutes.
Ooh, Troll thinks about manning up, but now he gets dragged back and away. And now they go into fisticuffs here. Swindle Melons on the bottom line gets just annihilated from the Death Ward. An immediate buyback for him. Egg is going to go all the way as they can't right-click it down. The stun's going to connect on both Beyond and Pat Soul. Beyond could be in trouble here. Swindle back from the dead, jumps in, gets the 1 kill, goes for Pat Soul, gets the 2-fer. Buyback. Well worth it now is Complexity on the back of a big fight. Take down 3.
And because they have Troll, they take Roche.
They go right into Roche. And they're also going to have an Aegis. Big fight there for Complexity.
Excellent egg from TLK. Finally got one off. Every fight up until now, they've been going on him first, but this time they go on other heroes. So he finds it in the perfect location, cuts off the path of their retreat. Very nicely placed. And the other thing is they don't really have solutions for the BKB Troll. They have stuns for him, of course, the lasso and the Spirit Breaker roll and all the bashes, but Seafreak gonna get just blown up. Looks like Bat Rider brought him down? Yeah, Bat Rider kills him off.
That was a very quick kill. Maybe just Seafreak scouting.
But they don't have any damage that really goes through BKB, aside from Witch Doctor ult, which he was not in a position to get that off. So basically, when BKB Troll comes at you right now, if you're VB, you just run away, you bait him out. Unless you're, 3, 4, 5v1, something like that. So, great fight, and on the back of it, Complexity. This game looking better and better for them. They have the double Midases. They are racking up some deaths on the heroes that bought them, but ultimately they will come back if this game continues at its current pace.
Fogged very close to his Blink Dagger now after that Roche takedown. Just 200 away. This is the point where you're like, I'm just so close. Just give me something to farm. Where can I farm? Someone help me farm.
For every little
please, please.
Patience, Fog.
I can get 2 of them, I think, if I do this timed out. Come on.
Echo?
Hit 1.
If only you had it.
Yes. Oh, still close.
Needs that one. At this point, you just wait it out. You wait the long, hard 30 seconds. Well, not 30 seconds. 30 gold.
Voidboys will probably be in for a rude awakening if Complexity want to try their best to hide out, keep Fogged in the dark while he has this Blink Dagger.
Blink in, smoke on forward from Complexity, but right as they smoke, the Zeus ults.
What a great smoke detector. He pops that. He'll see no one gets hit, and they know they gotta walk away, and they just all pull out from this top lane, and they don't want to risk being on the bad end of a Complexity gank. So they're still top lane though. Okay, they take flight. Maybe they had a quick gander of fog nearby or something, but they continue to kind of ping out. Check the side shop. Check the side shop. Mercy's over there right now, but no one's nearby.
Hunting. He's about to find him, and he's got him if he wants to go on him, but he doesn't know who else is here. Meanwhile, the team's being jumped on the backside of the fight. Omega Poner caught out by Swindle to start. Bashed down into submission. Some Troll on Doctor action here, and as usual, the Troll wins. 2-0.
Very awkward. Voidboys trying to go on a Bloodhound scouting mission, and unfortunately the fight comes to them and on their weaker half, and they get a nice 2-man takedown there. And they walk away big. They don't even want to push down this top tier 2. They immediately pull back and away, and they send Ziz to mid lane to farm there and at least stop them from pushing this mid tier 1, and they'll actually be able to deny it. if they want to.
They are now under... It's starting to feel like they're under a lot of pressure. Zeus. Oh, hold that thought. Top lane. They zip in onto Patsoul. They're going to pull him in with the finger. Can they burst him down? They get the kill. They have an Aegis on Storm. He can go for more here, Dakota. The egg's ready. This is your time to just dive deep if you're Swindle. Onto the Batrider he goes. He'll bring down one. He'll get the Zeus. It's a triple. And everybody survives. 5 heroes alive. They're going to take a tower top as well. With a troll. That'll be easy. Now you're under insane pressure. Double Midas. Troll Storm, excellent late game. They've got all their core items out, aside from maybe one utility item of some kind on the Phoenix, and I don't think you win this late anymore. Not at the rate that the complexity are farming.
Certainly not. Swindle is definitely putting on a show with this Storm Spirit. As he's got his Bloodstone now complete. Still 1,200 gold even on top of that. That nice engagement mid lane. He did have to spend a buyback, but quickly bounced back with the double. Gets a triple now there at the top. They get that tier 2. They get their Roche. Now they're going to get another tier 2. So much frickin' money coming out, and now we got a pause as Fogged is DC'd again. Uh-oh. I don't think we're going to be waiting a long time for this one, though.
No.
Oh, boy.
Awkward.
Yeah, this is good. I need a moment because I've been fussing with my jacket.
Oh, he reconnected, I think.
Dang it. Fog, can you give me a moment here? I'm cold. Let me see.
You want me to
hold on here?
You need any help, buddy?
I got it.
He's having some issues with his jacket here. Wardrobe malfunctions.
Turned up the AC and it's really blasting on me right now. Okay. There we go. Much more comfortable. And yeah, Fog not back yet. No one's saying anything, and this is gonna be a bit awkward here. Patsoul and Beyond both nearly back from the dead, but there's only one more outer tower standing for them here on the bottom lane. Do they still have the Aegis too?
They're up against it, man.
No. This is rough. Rough for Voidboys and what has been another long series.
Let's hope this ain't another 30-minute pause.
No, please, God, no.
We've already had more pause than gameplay. Even now, I'm pretty sure
there wasn't even a lot of
equal.
pauses in the first series, but because it just went so long, we had like an hour-long game 1, and then the game 2 was also a long one.
It just ruins the game.
We were like 40 minutes behind schedule just coming into the second series, and then we had like a 20-minute pause. Now we're gonna have another pause. Ugh.
You are preaching to the choir right now. I'm pretty sure the good people in chat agree. They don't like pauses any more than you do. It's rough.
It's no bueno.
No bueno.
And he's back, and we're ready to go. So here we go. Right back in it. Looks like Fogged has warmed up the potato, and he's back in it here. Ziz is going to take away their ancient farm while he can. And yeah, they put down also a pretty aggressive ward here in the Voidboys jungle, which is actually... Is that Sentry see it? Oh, that Sentry is unfortunately just out of range. Not good there for Voidboys.
About to expire as well.
Yeah. So they'll need a new one. Someone's laughing about something. All right. Well, we're back underway here. Daedalus the choice for Ziz on his troll. Don't see that one very often. Not even finishing out the Morbid Mask. Usually by now at least you get your Helm of the Dominator or something, but he's going... straight right click with this.
Again, they have very little damage on heroes that are magic immune. They have good lockdown, but the other thing is that they really don't want to commit. Like, you don't want to lasso, Spirit Breaker ult, throw everything at this troll, and then the Storm there's nothing to lock him down. So, because of that, he makes it so that they have to focus him, or he's going to kill them all. This puts Voidboys in a... It's slightly risky, of course, if you're totally on your own and you're 1v5. But I mean, if you're 1v5, even if you have a Scotty, you're probably dying anyway. So I think it's a decent game to go for this more glass. I wouldn't even say glass cannon, but more aggressive troll type build.
And if you're Swindle Melons, you consider making a go for like a BKB, just so you're almost immortal to this team of Voidboys. You can kind of get in and out and be able to lock anyone in place without
BKB is not bad.
Lincoln's,
it's also a decent Lincoln's game. Just because the two big initiations are both the single target ones, so.
They know Fogged is in lane here, as they just use the Thunder God's Wrath to see exactly what complexity you're up to, and if they have the wiggle room to take down this tier 1 without a defense coming their way, which they see that they can. So they get their tier 1.
But this is a good time for Z-Freak to go warding, and that's exactly what he's doing. getting some very deep wards out. Now they're saying, I don't speak whatever language that is. It's like circle here, then you get a check. They're gonna swing around bottom though. No dire vision of this. He's gonna get right in.
Wow, look at that
what
ward.
a great deep ward.
Oosh. That sees backline smokes.
That might turn out to be a game-winning ward trip.
Yep. They could see a Bat Rider waiting behind. Oh, they see the Bat Rider. It's on the other side. Quick jump in, but he's forced away quickly.
Didn't get
Charge
off the
flies out.
time.
Fly trying to catch up, but he's able to ball lightning away before the connection will be there.
Now they want to go bottom instead, though. Blink out from 1. There's a dive out available as well. They can just go back in. Oh, Invis. That's nice. Double damage Invis now. Let's go. And Voidboys are going to have such a hard time fighting here.
Oh, double runes, yeah.
This is so bad for them if they get caught out. And the ping even comes out. It's almost like they know there's a ward in the area. I guess with the way Swindle jumped in, they have an idea of that ward.
Yeah.
So, not too surprising, but at the same time, they can't really get there to de-ward it right now.
Yeah, they are in a bit of a dark spot right now as they don't quite know where it's safe. And that's not good. Patsoul needs to be out there farming on this Morphling.
Swindle might find a kill.
Hey,
So he's flying the jungle. There's a Troll ultimate to help him out, but they really want the whole team to come.
Yeah.
If they commit for this. And this Invis is going to wear out soon. He goes
Where's he
instead
going?
on mid.
Oh, long jump onto Mercy, please. Might get him, and it will. Z-Freak commits to it with the finger.
40-second cooldown now. That's a level 3 Lion ultimate. This Midas has really paid off.
He's got 2k gold. He might go for an Agnums himself. And speaking of which, Agnum gets it on his Witch Doctor. Good high ground defensive tool. You know, sometimes you can forget about the ward being there, and it could be serious damage, and hopes of a strong defense here from Voidboys, but the big question is that enough? Simply, Swindle Melons could pop him doing that Death Ward and take care of him quickly.
High ground breach.
Yep,
Can
they're
they
moving
hold?
in. They pop out the Troll. Oh, they're starting to chop down this tier 3. Glyph not there and ready. This is eating a lot of damage.
This is the one downside to that Daedalus build, is you're not as tanky, not as easy to siege the high ground. Sure, their heroes might not be able to kill you quickly, but that tower may turn out to be the best defense Voidboys have.
They might need their 6th man in this Void if they want to make a comeback at this point.
Can they trade out the Spear Breaker for a Void at this point? Is that a possibility? I do have to say, I feel like the Spear Breaker pick has turned out and just this whole Spear Breaker off lane, Bat Rider jungle, it does feel kind of gimmicky and risky. Complexity were able to punish it a lot, like all around the map.
From what I've gathered, it's just like Spirit Breaker, and maybe in this kind of position, you're hoping that he has a super strong start. Maybe even that level 1 charge is what really hits it home in one of the other lanes. Maybe gives your mid laner that huge advantage with nice early gank or even their safe lane farmer, but that didn't seem to happen this time, and he's been kind of struggling and falling behind a little bit, and I'd have to agree. This really hasn't been a big factor like we saw in the last game.
It seems like a strategy that could have worked in game 2 just because the surprise factor. Maybe they've run it before, but I at least haven't seen it. But when you know it's coming, it's obviously weak at some areas. It means you have very little like true 5v5 team fight potential from 2 of your 5 heroes, and you need at least a carry. You need a strong laning support. And so then, you know, you've got like 1 wild card hero, but it kind of pigeonholes your draft a bit. And they also went for it in the first 2 picks.
Yeah,
as well.
in the jungle bat. So yeah, it's just like Complexity know what they're going to be going up against, and they use that to their advantage, whether that means getting more aggressive in the lanes, which seems to be the case for this game 3. And they were able to punish Voidboys for not having their Bat Rider around, not having their Spirit Breaker around in lane, allowing Ziz to farm up uncontested. And that's the part of the problem. I know drafters like PPD, they verbally put it out there that they do not like to run the same draft twice, back to back.
Especially if you lost with the draft.
Yeah.
I think the main trap is like, okay, well, you won a game with the draft. Now you think it's good, it's solid. They might know it's coming, but they can't stop it. But when you just got done losing with a similar opening, obviously they've run this before in other situations. They seem to have a lot of confidence in it. I'm sure there's something that went wrong that they're not used to going wrong, but the bottom line is that it is kind of a risky opening. It's not like, okay, if you open like, I don't know, Troll Earthshaker or something, sure, that might be an obvious opener, and maybe you've run it multiple times, but it's just a very versatile one as well.
Yeah.
Spirit Breaker Batrider is a little bit more gimmicky, situational, and in this case, it's getting punished.
There's only so many ways you can run it, and just based on the previous performance, they have a pretty strong idea as far as what Voidboys' game plan was going to be here, game number 3. So Ziz picks up a Blink Dagger on his Troll, so his mobility gets that much more potent, and he can make big jump-ins.
He really needs that Satanic, though. He is starting to feel rather squishy in the HP department. Has 2100 health, but up against the shotgun Zeus ulti,
yeah,
that will be quickly removed.
Yeah,
if he doesn't BKB in time. Again, though, if he BKBs, the physical damage is the one hero who brings it is the Morphling, but I mean they have tools for this Morphling. Mana Drain for the illusions, the hacks, the Blink Echo, Bash, Blinds. You're getting at least some of these off on him.
The nice thing that Voidboys do have going for them, and we saw a brief glimmer of it in the top lane skirmish, which they did end up losing, is just the fact that this Zeus and his passive is so big, the static field, 1200 range, that these initiators, like your Earthshaker, like your Lion, sometimes they get caught out with a lingering little passive hit, and they think they can easily blink in. And I'm pretty sure I saw Fogged whiff an Echo Slam in that fight because he thought he was going to be blinking forward, but maybe got caught with that little static passive, and
they're gonna have a smoke here from Complexity.
Yeah, here we go. They want
to strike while the iron's hot.
They want to end this game. And while they're
hopefully before Fogged has any more internet issues in there, from their point of view. They just want to close it out quickly. And it is also getting late for TLK. I believe that's actually Simba.
Is it really?
Fly, the Lion King. Yeah, I think that's... He changes his name too much. I don't even feel bad that I didn't know it was him, but I believe he is their
fifth. You're right. Yeah, I forgot that he did change his name to TLK.
You know, if you want casters to know who you are, don't change your name every 3
I'm
days.
not going to be background researching each 10 players while trying to get everything else set up. Sorry, buddy. But
I don't think he minds either. He just likes to change his name. He's a very nice, friendly guy. But yeah, it just occurred to me recently. I don't think too many people in the chat knew, or we would have been getting aggressively flamed.
I think we already knew it was not the same Complexity team we've seen. Yeah. And there's been constant changes with their roster squad as well.
But yeah, he's in Israel, I believe, and the time zone there is like even later than Central Europe, so we're pretty deep into the night now. Or maybe it's similar. It's late though. They're charging.
Ooh, yeah, they use the global. They see Z-Freak kind of on his own, and now they dish out the charge, and they quickly cancel it thereafter. Maybe fearing that pressure would have been coming.
Oh, they saw the Witch Doctor, though. They saw him leave the base. Fogg's a hunting.
Omega Poner, be careful.
But they don't... This is like their worst kill combo. They have real action is bottom, where they blast up Z-Freak on the Lion. Storm gonna zip out.
All right, they get a kill. It's Fly who brings it in. That makes it more confusing because Fly's on the other team.
Yeah, because they were saying
Fly versus Fly.
That's when they. Yeah, that's where I started to think like, am I missing something here? Because Voidboys or no, Complexity were saying it's already 6 AM for Fly, so stop whining to Voidboys. But Fly's on their team. Oh, Fogged. Caught by 3. Chain Bash, can they bring him down? They'll lasso him as well. They don't want him to get off that Echo. As Swindle leaps forward, he just manages to lob it out before going down. It does basically nothing, but here comes Paw Patrol. This could be the kind of fight the Voidboys are looking for, but Bash, and then Patsoul drops low already. They continue to bash him, and that is just troll friggin' Dota in a nutshell, man.
And that Phoenix Egg kept the rest of Voidboys away from even helping out Patsoul. He got stuck on his own in what he thought he could maybe deal with a man fight, but not with the support not being there. And that's credit to that Phoenix laying down a very good supernova. There was just nothing they could do. They didn't want to commit to try to hit in the egg with their right click, as it's already level 3. It's going to take a lot of shots. And with that, they take down Patsoul. He's got to probably have to use a buyback here. Otherwise, he's out for 50 seconds. They pop the glyph, and now Ziv goes right to town.
Troll. That's a tower down. They are going to try to go on him with a Death Ward. He runs into the Death Ward, but has Satanic. He's fighting through a Death Ward. Finally, no, still being channeled. Omega Poner doing what he can with the Shadow Amulet, but all his damage essentially wasted as it all went onto Zizzy, who's basically God. Just won't die anymore. Now, they leap forward. They get another frag. Has Zizzy overextended, though. This would be a massive kill if they can claim it. Charging in deep. That's a buyback on the Morphling as well as the Cow to commit. But they don't get anything accomplished. Storm prepping for a turnaround here. May jump back in on Fly and kill him off for now. He's got Wildkins to deal with.
Oh, the cast goes back to him. And to Fogg. And then to them.
They're just passing it down. The shotgun's thrown out. Fogged able to dodge that. Gets off the fissure. That's on 3. Disaster strikes. They're being burnt from above. And it looks like they may lose more. TLK on the hunt. Ziz blinking forward. Die back on Petzel. No. Doesn't finish him. Needs a little more damage, which he's going to go for. Blink in 3 seconds. Gets blasted back. In the meanwhile, Swindle cleans up. That's 4 dead. A die back on the Spirit Breaker. And perhaps a full 5-man wipe.
Boom!
Got him.
There it is. Got him there at the end. Your Patzel out for 80 seconds. No buyback. An immediate buyback there for Beyond on his Zeus. But it's just him and Batrider to stay and defend the home base. But Ziz already chopping away now with the ultimate. Bang, boom, bam, boom, bam. That's Rax gone. That one's got to go too. And now we go to the north.
That's a dieback amorph. It's a Spear Break. You could probably go Throne, but safe play is Mega Creep.
Yeah, get 2 and just stall like we've seen previously.
This new Complexity roster looking solid.
And I don't know how many times I've said that phrase in their Complexity career, but yeah, we'll hope that this time it's for real.
I mean, knowing Complexity, this slide up will change in a week. But for now, they look good.
Moon will be back on the team by then. We'll have to see.
I think Moon's in chat. I saw the
shoutouts to Moon.
Chat getting excited.
Maybe rooting on his old Complexity brothers and Swindle Melons
maybe
and
not.
Z-Freak.
Someone was saying Moon. I see in the chat. But
maybe he's rooting on Voidboys. I don't know. Meanwhile, Swindle just gets another kill, and that's going to be game. There we go. We're all said and done here. It's going to be Complexity with the big win. With their new roster, they take down Patzel and the Voidboys.
Now they got Tinker waiting for them.
They sure do.
And meanwhile, Wheel will be playing the Voidboys.
Yep.
I still look at all 4 teams in this qualifier as being fully capable of winning it. I don't feel like any of the teams were that dominant where I could see Wheel making a run. They almost 2-0 Tinker, then end up dropping the series 1-2. I could see Voidboys bouncing back, making a run.
Yep.
And of course, you do have to favor right now Complexity and Tinker. Especially Tinker. They've had some good results versus bigger name teams lately, but well, we've seen them struggle to deal with some of the other North American competition.
I'm excited to see where these teams are going to go from here, but that will finally wrap up things here for just the first day of NA Phase 2 Star Ladder Season 12 action. So if you want to catch out any of the earlier matches and you just kind of swung by, all the VODs are going to be hosted up on the Beyond the Summit YouTube. I've been loading them up in between matches, and we'll do the same for this one. But, yeah, we're all done. It's time for us to eat, LD, so let's just kind of get this over with. I'm KotLGuy, that's LD. Catch him on LD Dota, myself at KotLGuy on our Twitters to say what's up and show us some love. And, of course, for Beyond the Summit, you can always hit us up and follow us there. And follow this channel here, Dota Star Ladder _EN. Folks, we'll be back tomorrow with more NA action for America Phase 2. But between now and then, I believe there's probably Dota happening somewhere, right?
Every time I look at our calendar, there's a new tournament.
So I'm sure it's
and that's just the events that we're covering. There's so many others. There's
Oh.
Dota Pit. There's the ESL qualifiers, which are getting really spicy. Tons of events. So.
Yep. So, folks, you're not going to be very long without your Dota. Don't worry about that. But for here, we're done. We're going to go eat and kind of enjoy the rest of our night and what's left of it. So, folks, take care. We'll catch you next time for Mo Dota Action.
G2A.com!
Oh, God!
The best video game store ever! Fast as lightning! Solid as a rock! Cheap as duck! What's more, you can sell on it because it's also a marketplace! Remember G2A.com! The best video game store ever!